Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the first review since the March update. Not much to cover, even with the two combined. However, with all the added races and fixed handling, as well as the two cars added between the two, it shall be reviewed like the others, just as one package deal. So, let's get to it. Starting with update 1.57, there was some substantial chunk of changes, mostly with the physics simulation. These included the adjusted wear rate for the FF cars, the adjusted handling for Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4 cars, as well as adjusted fuel consumption for said cars. The fuel and tire wear rate would also be made adjustable for qualifying in lobbies, and one official fix would be for the ABS system seemingly changing after a pit stop in sport mode. And as for an undocumented changes that aren't listed in the official patch notes, the only real changes were the updated logos for both Mitsubishi and Mazda, as well as the feedback for the Thrustmaster TGT being adjusted. Meanwhile, on the 1.59 side of things, the new offline races would be added, with rounds 8 and 9 for the Sunday Cup, the Clubman Cup, and the Nostalgic 1979, as well as round 8 of the Group 3 Endurance Cup. Also, there would be a continuation from those decal additions in the last update, as a new logo was added for Mitsubishi, as well as the 100th anniversary logos for Mazda. The one official fix in this one would be for an unusual issue where cars would occasionally be handed a penalty upon exiting the pits. Now, one massive undocumented change not mentioned in the official patch notes and seen by a lot of people immediately was that Tag Heuer no longer had the big presence that it had had in the game since the release. The official timepiece branding, gone. The brand central section, gone. Even the loading screen in sport mode as you got ready to boot up, the watch that worked in real time, that was gone and is just replaced by a swirl. The only things left are the decals, which are likely not part of the branding, so aren't affected in any way. Now it's on to the soul cars that were added in each update. So, starting this off with 1.57's edition, it would be the 2020 Toyota GR Supra RZ. Now yes, it is more or less physically identical to a 2019 car apart from some new wheels at first glance. However, it is actually different internally, as it's had some additional power as well as some additional weight done to it. Granted, stuff that could be done with the car in game. However though, with this car, this actually helps it out quite a bit, as the car is now much more planted and far less tail happy than it had been previously. In fact, it seems like you really have to work hard to make it tail happy. This ends up making it feel a lot different and way better. And I would say it makes it a great addition, as it offers some improvement over the previous car, as well as elevates it to a brand new group in the N class. And of course, in 1.59, the car that was first announced at the 2019 Tokyo World Tour as a sketch, and then revealed in March, the Mazda RX Vision GT3 concept, not to be confused with or as a Vision Gran Turismo car. The first impressions are that it's very powerful, somewhat tricky to handle as it can be prone to oversteer, but also susceptible to understeer. So it's a bit unpredictable at times if you overdo it or drive it. If you can find that sweet spot, it's a very good car to drive. Wouldn't even be slightly surprised if this ultimately ends up being a permanent replacement of the Intensa Group 3, or at least I would suspect it already has, as it's a bit more level now against the majority of far slicker and powerful GR2 cars on offer. And of course, if it wasn't already obvious here, it just sounds phenomenal as well. So that's it for this particular review for these last two big updates there. Well, I say big, but really kind of small in comparison to the previous other ones. And the only, of course, big deal is, of course, the two cars in both. Both cars pretty interesting there. Obviously, the Supra, as I said before, kind of an improved version of what was already in the game there. And yes, you could technically spend all your mileage points and do some setup things just to get the other car to the same way. But this, well, you just buy from the dealership as is. And of course, the Mazda, again, something tricky to drive, but once you figure out how its quirks and all that, it's something quick and something I think will be better in the long run than the Altezza. Anyhow, sorry for the absolute big difference in mic quality. Obviously, the other one had a not so great quality mic, whereas this one now has a headset that's a bit better in recording. Anyhow, stay tuned as tonight a new update comes out, and of course, it's again another update with only one car added, and of course, it's another Toyota product. But anyhow, stay tuned for that. Obviously, there will be videos to feature that car, and of course, a subsequent review, including other things for that. Anyhow, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you want to see more of these, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. There will be a lot more coming your way, and trust me, it'll be a lot more different than what I've been doing with these. So anyhow, that is it for me, and I will see you guys next time.